According to Edmunds, nearly 19% of car buyers have over $1,000 car payment. Think about that, $1,000 on a vehicle. And we're just talking about regular vehicles. You go to your local Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Ford, or General Motors dealership, you're going to see $100,000+ vehicles. This is where the manufacturers went. And dealerships got so greedy as well, adding all the market adjustments and all these extra add-ons. And if you remember a few years ago, dealerships didn't have much, if any, inventory actually in stock on their lot. Now their lot's completely full, but back then they found a way to make more money selling less vehicles, and they made a lot more profit selling each individual vehicle, and now that's gone. Their front end gross, their back end gross, it's starting to go down. People are learning there's vehicles all over. There's over 2 million new units in the United States, and so we have plenty of inventory, and so that means discounts are going to be here, and they are 10 to 20K off most of your domestic manufacturers, especially on the trucks. But most are saying it's not enough, so dealerships have all this inventory that's been sitting around, so they're starting to add discounts as well, but I bet it's still not enough, and that's why these vehicles are sitting, some for over 700 days on the lot. And most buyers are payment buyers, but right now banks are starting to tighten up. They're increasing their loan loss provision. Their loan loss provision is money they put aside for people that are not going to make their payment. Repo rates are the highest since '09, so people are not making these payments at all. And so banks are really starting to tighten up. They can't just approve loans like they used to. They're going to need money down and all this stuff. And people don't have it right now, and they also have so much negative equity. They owe more on the car they're trading in than the actual car's value. Think about all the people who paid MSRP or over MSRP for a vehicle. Most people did. If they bought a brand new car in 2021, there's a high chance they at least paid MSRP. And before 2020, no one ever paid MSRP for a new vehicle. So it was a new thing, and some dealerships even were over MSRP and people actually purchased them. And so those are the vehicles that are going to be even farther behind, but negative equity just continues to rise, over 7,000 on average. And the dealership did it to their own customers, doing the extra add-ons and all that stuff. And they went into the finance box. They bumped the rate. They made all this additional profit off of their customer, selling them all these F&I products that the customer probably is never even going to use. And some dealerships had 1 or 2 good months this year, but I don't think it's going to follow throughout the year, because you got to think, anybody who was thinking about buying, they went ahead and jumped on, they bought the vehicle. Because discounts are here, they're like, oh, finally, $20,000 off on this $85,000 truck. So if they were actually thinking about purchasing that vehicle, they got it now, because the whole employee pricing and all this marketing stuff that manufacturers have been doing these last few months. But most dealerships are stuck with a ton of old inventory. They got rid of their market adjustment, but they still have an addendum sticker with all these stupid add-ons. But at least the market adjustment situation is gone. The dealerships can't do that anymore. They can't say, oh, we don't have any inventory. But I will still walk up to a dealership in 2025 and find some stupid dealership with a market adjustment still on their lot. And so some dealerships are never going to learn. They're going to keep doing market adjustments on all sorts of stuff. And those are the dealerships that have a lot of 2024s and even some 2023s still on their lot right now. But since the MSRP on every single vehicle had such a drastic increase, there's so many buyers that just aren't in the market. The average new car is going to be over $50,000 before too long. And every single brand is cutting out their more affordable trim levels and more affordable vehicles because they don't make as much money. The dealership doesn't make as much money, so they're saying we need to sell more expensive vehicles. And that's what's happening. Most don't even offer sedans. It's just trucks and SUVs on the domestic side. So I'm not sure what these dealerships are going to do other than discount these vehicles. They've been sitting for a while, hundreds and hundreds of days, and the rebates are starting to come and the dealer discounts, and I've seen 20, 30,000 off some of the old inventory, but it's always a super expensive vehicle, nearly 100 grand, and then you might get 30 grand off, but that shows you how overpriced the vehicle is in the first place, especially when you're just going to a Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership or a Ford or a Chevy and you're seeing over and over again $100,000+ vehicles. Do they realize, is that really who they think their customer base is? I mean, I understand most buyers, over 80% of buyers are on payments, and that's their mindset, is we can just increase this loan to 84 months and we can get the person to sign the line as long as we keep the payment below a certain amount. But in the beginning of the video, you heard nearly 19% of buyers have over $1,000 payment. And it's becoming way more common. Just 5 years ago, $1,000 payment was rare. Now it's becoming common. A mortgage payment for a vehicle. So you have to be careful, but there's a lot of negotiating power on the customer side right now because the dealership has inventory, they know it's overpriced, and there's probably a ton of dealerships in your area, and if you need to, go out of state to save thousands. Don't just go to your local dealership and let them take advantage of you. There's hundreds and hundreds of dealerships with thousands and thousands of cars available. So at the end of the day, we just got to stop buying this crap and prices will come down. But let me know what you think. But I can tell you one thing, we don't need any bailout handouts or anything like that. They need to learn their lesson. They're the ones who increase the price. If they get what they get, they need to start discounting things huge, and people need these more affordable vehicles. It is what it is. It's what people want. They went way over and way too expensive. But let me know what you think. Have a great day and stay blessed.